Hello, my name is Michael Domino. I want to welcome you to the first of Lesco's quarterly video updates. As you are all aware, we've been through a tremendous amount of change as an organization. I know these changes haven't always been popular, and I know these changes haven't been easy. I won't sugarcoat it, these changes have been difficult. They've been stressful, and they've made everyone's job tougher and much more challenging than we've been used to. You've had to do a lot more with a lot less and do it better than before, and that's a tough assignment. And despite all the changes, you've continued to do what you do best, servicing our customers and helping build a better Lesco. And that is really what this message is all about. How well we've done, how well you've done in the past few months at Lesco. So before we get started with the good news, I want to stop and say two words that really sum up your performance in the past few months. Thank you. Thank you for your support and efforts during these changes, because you have made the difference and it shows. So in looking forward, let's start off by taking a look back. Over the years, we've grown from a small family-owned company to a large publicly held corporation. And along with that comes some growing pains. And that's what we're all experiencing right now. And we've certainly all endured more than our share. This is actually very common for businesses when they approach the $500 million mark in sales. The methods of doing business and taking care of the customers that work so well in the early years become difficult to replicate on a nationwide scale in every market. Lesco has had some very successful years throughout its history. Here's a look at the last 5 years of earnings per share. EPS is the most common measure of a company's profitability. It is calculated by simply dividing the bottom line income by the shares of stock owned in our company. Here at Lesco, we have 8.5 million shares of stock. Therefore, for us to make $1 of EPS, we need to make $8.5 million of bottom line profit. As you can see, the company caught a cold in 2000 as the earnings began to drop. By 2001, the cold had turned into pneumonia. We were losing money, we almost defaulted on our loans, and we were having trouble paying both our vendors and our employees. I had the privilege of joining Lesco during this challenging time. The turnaround that we all executed in 2002 was difficult, but fairly straightforward. We needed to cut costs, and fast. Everything, including our jobs, were in serious jeopardy. There was no time or money to develop growth initiatives. We cut costs primarily by closing plants, reducing overhead, and cutting a lot of unnecessary spending. You can see the results here for 2002 of a very respectable EPS of 70 cents. Well, that turned out to be the easy part. Coming into 2003, we realized we needed to grow our top-line sales to be successful. Remember that when a person invests in stock, they expect nearly double-digit returns, or it's not worth the risk. We could not keep saving our way to this type of success. We needed to grow. We developed a very aggressive plan to grow our top-line sales by 8% and our bottom-line income by 13%. How were we going to do this? Well, simple. We were going to open 25 stores, add 60 outside sales reps, change our point-of-sale system, change our commission incentive to sales from margin, and close some hubs while opening others. Simple. While most of these were good ideas individually, as a whole, the plan was flawed. In football terms, we tried to throw the Doug Flutie Hail Mary while catching the Franco Harris Immaculate Reception. Throw in too much rain on the stadium, add in the rising cost of footballs, and you have our first half of 2003. As your coach on the sidelines, I made the call, and I take full responsibility for the results that occurred in the first half of this year. The good news is that many of those flaws were correctable. So at the end of the June huddle, we initiated the following changes. We implemented a price increase and changed our pricing system. We realigned our sales force. We modified our hub and spoke distribution system. We reduced corporate support costs. And most importantly, we continued to open new stores. Now we must remember that we are fortunate to be in the turf care industry. While the golf industry is somewhat stagnant right now, the lawn care industry is growing at approximately 6%. Our established stores are growing at an even higher 7.5% year to date. When counting the $6 million we have sold through our new stores, Our stores are growing at an amazing 10%. This is a great business to be in. These types of growth rates are the envy of other industries. New store performance has continued to be the highlight of 2003. To date, 20 stores have been opened across the United States, with one more planned to be opened by the end of the year. Among these 20 stores, there are some tremendous success stories. In Lawrenceville, Georgia, Service Center Manager Morgan Brown has achieved over $700,000 in sales through August, exceeding the $650,000 break-even point for a new store investment. In South Dennis, Massachusetts, Service Center Manager Donald McMahon has achieved $570,000 in sales this year and should also cross the break-even finish line by the end of 2003. In Haverhill, Mass, Service Center Manager William Dixon has reached $450,000 in sales. Right here in Corporate's backyard in Chesterland, Ohio, Service Center Manager Kevin Graham has totaled $440,000 in sales. There must be something in the tea in Franklin, Mass, because Service Center Manager Michael Highlander has added $430,000 in sales to bring the new store statewide total to $1.5 million in Massachusetts. Good work, gentlemen. Year to date, there has been almost $6 million in sales for new stores. $6 million that we didn't have last year, and even more we can depend on through the years as these markets grow. But new stores can't happen without startup resources, and existing stores have also done a tremendous job at supporting the team. The key to team performance is growth, and year to date we said that established stores' growth is 7.5%, but the top 4 existing store growth performers have really broken through the glass ceiling, and their performance truly needs to be congratulated. They are Service Center 530 in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, led by David Sherman, with 84% year-over-year growth. In second place, Service Center 556 in Monroeville, PA, with Service Center Manager Jeffrey Brooks with a 66% growth rate. Neck and neck for third are Service Center 427 in Phoenix, Arizona, Jim Herman, and back in Pennsylvania, Service Center 480 in Norristown, PA, Dale Bucci. Both are tied at 60% growth. Even though the nationwide golf industry is being challenged by today's economy, several GSAs continue to shoot double eagle golf quarter after quarter. The top golf high flyers are GSA's Jay Standeffer in Houston with 71% growth and Jason Pettis in Michigan with 50% growth. Congratulations on this closest to the pin, outstanding achievement. Top outside sales rep performance is Kim Mullendore in the Hoosier State with 73% growth and James Norris in the Lone Star State at 48%. Out-of-site regions are Region 104 in the Mid-Central led by Kelly Reed with 21% growth and 105 in the Transition Zone led by Bill Sherman at 18%. Kudos also to the entire Northeast Zone for coming back from being down 10% at the end of Q1 to achieve 3% year-to-date growth. That's good work. The Mid-Central has shown a fantastic 8% growth throughout the year, and the Southeast and Transition have grown steadily at 3%. Way to go, everyone. In our industry, it's not just sales that keeps the team moving. It's defending the bottom line, holding on to as much profit as possible. During the first half of the year, margins dropped almost 2 points every month when compared to last year. This equated to $5 million in lost profits. But with the price increase implemented on July 7th, and everyone's renewed focus on our bottom line, and removal of flex pricing from our pricing system, these margins have recovered to a savings of $2 million in profit in just 2 months. As a team, we work together, and sometimes we have to change our strategies, and that affects how we match our people to those strategies. The goal doesn't change, but to create a supportive work environment, we continually analyze our greatest asset, our people, and we try to do what's best for the team. We try to create the best lineup to win. And that's exactly what we've done in realigning our sales force. Early on in the game, we had 14 regional service and operations managers, 11 regional sales managers, and 4 RBS managers. At the time, that was the right strategy until we developed a better one. Change sometimes rewrites job descriptions, and to meet the task at hand, we needed simplicity and less confusion, which is why we decided to shuffle, cut, and redeal. And now we hold a good hand. Post-restructure, we simply have 28 regional managers. We're ready to play and we're ready to win. We've also modified our hub and spoke distribution system. As many of you know, we had some challenges getting this concept up and running earlier this year. We faced a learning curve that caused transportation expenses to spike in April and May. But in the third quarter, we began to see the results of our teamwork. The network began paying off by running 0.4 of a point less than last year. And in just 2 months, this saved us $400,000. I also want to congratulate the manufacturing component of L&O. Their performance all year has been impressive and on plan. Our cost per ton of converting raw materials into finished product is being reduced year over year for the first time in many years. Great job, everyone, at Hatfield, Sebring, Silverton, and the Ferry. Charts and facts and figures do an okay job at painting parts of our overall performance picture. But what everyone really wants to know is, what's the bottom line? Well, the bottom line is the indicator, the compass point, the direction in which we're headed as a corporation, and the path we're committed to traveling on as a team. And the bottom line is the best news of all. The bottom line is pointed up, with 20% profit growth compared to last year. These are excellent results from our efforts, and that means we're on the right path. All these numbers show that we've made some big improvements in a short period of time, and that's not only commendable, it's exciting. We've come out of the locker room with some halftime adjustments, and the plays are now producing touchdowns. We haven't won the game yet. These are short-term results, and we'll need continuous improvements to both our playbook and our execution to achieve our ultimate goal of 10% EBIT as a percent of sales. This is winning the Super Bowl for Lesco. We should all be aware that change will be necessary to reach this goal. While we want to do a better job of prioritizing change, changes will always be ongoing. We still have many things that need to be improved. We're also a public company. Not only do we have to be responsive to our customers and our associates, we have to be accountable to our shareholders. It's like a three-legged stool. When one leg gets out of balance, the whole thing gets out of whack. One of the greatest challenges in managing positive change is communicating it. And in the past, we haven't always done the best job at doing so. But we believe that people are Lesco's greatest asset, and that's why we've hired an independent firm that specializes in corporate communications. In the past 2 months, they've confidentially interviewed a broad cross-section of the company. And I want to thank each and every one of you who participated in the survey. We respect your experience and we value your opinions. We've listened and will be adopting your suggestions each and every quarter. You asked for it, you got it. We have one guiding criteria: we're only going to make positive change. Changes that are good for Lesco. We're going to face reality and do what works. We're not going to waste time waiting for a perfect set of marching orders. We're going to go ahead and do what needs to be done. I know a lot of you feel like we've taken away your power. We haven't. It's just been rechanneled in a new direction. Whether you adopt that direction or not is entirely up to you, but it is the direction we're heading. And I know my style may be different than what you've experienced in the past, but it is my mission to maximize the resources of our people and to create a profitable Lesco. I owe each and every one of you nothing less than my best. In return, I expect nothing less than the same from you. I can't do it alone. Together we can. It's important for me to hear from you. You can call or email me at any time, and I will get back with you. Well, thanks for your time today, and we'll see you again next quarter.